How can you support the local Lancaster community?
That's what this show is all about. We're in the dream room at Gardner's Mattress and More. This is Lancaster Connects podcast.
Yeah, brought to you by the Sleep Better book from Gardner's Mattress and More.
What is the Sleep Better book?
Sleep Better book that's going to help you sleep better, wake up happy, man.
Is it about mattresses?
No, it's about you, about helping you sleep. It's about persevering. That's what this last week's been about, perseverance.
It has been about perseverance.
Boy, we've got a special show. We are pushing the technological boundaries this week.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're going to love this show, so stay tuned for what we've got coming up. But yeah, perseverance, we're just about ready to kick off and go to plan B, and then boom, plan A comes into place. Tonight, you're going to have to do, test your perseverance. What do you got going on tonight?
I got to wear a couple of jackets. Baseball practice starts tonight. It was supposed to be Wednesday. Well, it rained, and now it's tonight. And, it's going to be about 43 degrees.
With 7-year-olds.
Yeah, a bunch of them. And I won't take your advice and plunk one.
That was to be off-camera stuff, man.
Camera. I know it was in jest.
Yeah. To fill the listeners in, the suggestion was, if they're not listening, you plunk
Give them a fastball in the ribs.
Yeah.
That's the way. Yep.
That's the way I was brought up. My first
kids respect.
My first baseball coach, no kidding, smoking cigarettes on the mound, and he smoked them like this. It was if the pen is a cigarette, it was like this, and he just lob it in at you. And
What a time!
And man, if you didn't get back, if he had no problem giving you the sweet chin music, no problem.
The 80s were fantastic.
They were fun times.
Who are our guests this week?
We survived it. Yeah, our guests. So we've got Michelle Mancini from the Wolf Sanctuary, who would tell us all about the work that they do and how you can help.
Holly Lyle from Sierra Pacific Mortgage.
Now, don't you start.
She's got some tips. They're not going to see the bloopers. But Holly from Sierra Pacific Mortgage, she's got some tips on getting a great mortgage in this time.
Yep. And we've got a lot of other great things to talk about. So we've got some things about what's going on in and around Lancaster, what food trucks will be where. Ben had a great food truck experience last week he's going to tell you about.
Yep, that'll be coming up.
We'll be launching our weekly Lancaster Connects photo contest. So we're blowing this show up. We've got a quick tip on how to help you sleep better and a local history nugget that's pretty cool. And then ultimately how you can help your neighbors by joining the Lancaster Connects community, something that I'm really proud of. And then we're going to give away a couple restaurant gift cards.
What we do.
Yeah. So
this show is also available as a podcast.
Yeah, I was ready to blow right through it. But yeah, may as well tell people how people can listen and watch, right?
You can find all the podcast links at lancasterconnects.com. Lancasterconnects.com.
That's right.
Maybe some wwws in front. Triple W.
Well, no, look, dude, we talked, the sweet chin music was the 80s in baseball. It's the 20s now. You don't have to type www in the browser. You can just start Lancaster Connects. Are you?
I'm living in 1997.
This is why we've had technical difficulties with the show, because Ben's still not up to speed. Anyway, welcome to our guests, Michelle Mancini from the Wolf Sanctuary in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. And then, of course, it would be Pennsylvania. It's a Lancaster show. And then Holly Lyle.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Michelle, thanks for joining us. We're great.
Sure.
Thanks for putting up with a lot of our tomfoolery. But we promise that we're going to get you very nicely highlighted. And, I was so surprised. For everybody listening, our production team kind of took over a little bit. We've been so busy here at the store. Took over helping us get guests, and I think they hit a home run having Michelle and the Wolf Sanctuary join us. If you're like one of those impatient folks like me, and you want to know immediately what Wolf Sanctuary is, you can go to wolfsanctuarypa.org, and if you're Ben, you would go www www.wolfsanctuarypa.org.
ORG.
Yes.
For those that don't know.
So welcome, Michelle. We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you in just a second. All right. Thanks for joining us. We
I think
really
we've got
appreciate it.
wolves, right? To show later on.
Yeah. I mean, are you the guy that at Christmas time, as the kid's opening up the present, you're like, enjoy your PlayStation? Seriously? Well, you want to welcome the next guest?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Holly Lyle. I'll try to get the business name right. Sierra Pacific Mortgage. How are you, Holly?
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Holly, yeah. Thanks for joining us. We know Holly from our referral group that we've been involved with for a handful of years, and Holly helps a lot of great people in Lancaster with their mortgage needs.
And just you're forewarned on this show. And again, for Ben's edification here, it's www.hollylyle.com. For anybody listening, Holly and I in our referral group are the troublemakers. So this should be a fun show.
It's a gift.
We'll pass notes. We'll do little signals. We have fun. So this will be a fun show. All right. So Holly, we'll get back to you momentarily. Thank you so much for joining us, taking the time. We appreciate it. We're getting a new little segment here. There, my tongue was a half-second delay. New little segment to Lancaster Connects. What's going on in Lancaster? We've got ventriloquist Ryan Baumgardner starts his Ryan and Friends, not multiple Ryans, one Ryan. Ryan and Friends comedy calamity show. That's not what we do here.
I was going to say, that's pretty close. I'm sure his is a lot more entertaining.
Yeah, no, far more professional.
Yeah.
This week at the Bird and a Hand stage until October 9th.
I think it's Bird in Hand stage.
Is that, well, it says right on the screen, Bird and a Hand. I'm going to go with that. Either way, you'll get there. It's now through October 9th, fun for all ages. Go to bird-in-hand.com for more info. Of course, it'll be on the show notes. If you're listening, you can hit it up there if you didn't quite get that website. But again, bird-in-hand.com. Check out Ryan, everything he's doing with all of his comedy calamity show going on through the night.
Ventriloquism is one of those. How do you even get started in ventriloquism? It sounds like he'd be a great guest. Like I don't know.
Well, I think I'm a great guest most anywhere, but yeah, sure.
I don't know how you learn that you have that kind of talent.
I think it's one of those things you just kind of find your lane and you go for it.
Yeah, right. Changing gears, Friday, April 9th, second Fridays in Elizabethtown and Lidditz, two really, really great towns in Lancaster County. They're the perfect opportunity to come downtown to those places and explore local shops and eateries. I live near Lidditz and we go there often. There's a lot of great places to patronize there. Participating stores will have extended hours those nights, those second Fridays of the month, from 5 to 8 o'clock in the evening in Elizabethtown and 5 to 9 o'clock in Lidditz. So don't forget to go downtown second Fridays in Elizabethtown and Lidditz.
Yep, and of course there's first Fridays downtown Lancaster. So you're listen, if you're kind of in a rut as a couple or in a rut trying to figure out what to do, look right now. First Fridays, second Fridays filled. Downtown Lancaster, first Fridays, second Fridays, Elizabethtown, Lidditz. Lancaster Central Market, downtown, every Saturday. Boom, we're filling out your calendar here. Every Saturday from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Help support the local community. I'm sure there's a lot of great local farmers there, produce stands, other makers of crafts and goods. And just really, it's the Lancaster Central Market. A lot of things going on. You can find out all the different stands, all the different vendors there at centralmarketlancaster.com. And that's every Saturday, 6 to 3.
This Saturday, April 9th, is week 4 of the Secret Trust Adventure from Uncharted Lancaster and the Historic Preservation Trust of Lancaster County. You can learn the history of Lancaster County and win cash prizes. That's
cash is always good.
That's up my alley.
I like cash.
You can decipher by deciphering riddles and solving clues. More information at www.unchartedlancaster.com. I have not done any of the Uncharted Lancaster adventures, but I know they have some really, really cool things to do there. We've looked into it with the kids, and I know there's people that have done them and have really enjoyed their adventure. So unchartedlancaster.com.
I'm thinking what we should do is send Ben on various events. That needs to be a
As a
segment.
live feed.
Yeah, Ben's foibles around Lancaster County with family in tow. Murder at the Miller Mansion, a night of comedy and crime that the whole family will enjoy. It is sold out this Friday, April 9th, but tickets are still available for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, April 10th and 11th at 4, 6, and 8 o'clock shows. So that's Murder at the Miller Mansion. You can get tickets at see what I did for you there?
Yeah.
www.Columbia R as in Rob, T as in Tom, P Paul, ColumbiaRTP.com. You can check it out there. If you like to call, I'm going to do the phone number. 717-587-5368. Tickets are just $8.
Sounds fun. We got more murder mystery dinner
scary
theater at Mount Hope. The 13th annual Murder Mystery Dinner Theater at Mount Hope on the grounds of the Mount Hope Estate and Winery in Mannheim. Kicked off on March 3rd, and it continues Fridays, Saturdays, and select Sundays, and also select weekdays through May 2nd. Tickets are $56.95, and you can get more info at the PA Ren Fair, FAIRE.com. Just up off the turnpike in Mannheim, north of Mannheim.
We're going to steer this back. We ended about sending you around the county, family in tow, and then the next two events were murder. So we're going to wrap up with Full Moon Comedy. Barn and Barrel at the Mount Hope Estate in Mannheim, 8 to 10, Saturday, April 17th. Tickets are $15 in advance or $20 on the day of. And again, you can go to PA Ren Fair. I liked how you spelled that because, it's the old English spelling of fair, I guess.
Yep.
So PA Ren Fair, FAIRE, PARenfair.com. That's Full Moon Comedy. So it looks like a lot of events to do in and around Lancaster. A lot of fun. And all jokes aside, I'm sure the family will enjoy all of it. Even though I kind of thought it was pretty funny. We're going to send Ben around and then it's murder time. So.
And if you want more info and links for the events and things that we've been talking about on the podcast and we'll talk about, you can visit our website, LancasterConnects.com. You can subscribe to our weekly email updates, and all of our show info and our giveaways are on that website. So LancasterConnects.com, you can click and find out all the info that we're talking about.
Yeah. And remember, this show is also available as a podcast. I love listening to podcasts. Often while I'm doing stuff around the house. I was just sharing a story with Ben. I had to take my son's vehicle that we bought for him to the mechanic, and I was waiting on it and listened to a podcast, a business-oriented podcast at the time. So we're on all the major podcast platforms. You can check out all of them at LancasterConnects.com, or you can just search in your favorite podcast app, Lancaster Connects, and these two happy faces will come right up. Isn't that grand?
How about we throw it to our guests? See if they've got anything going on. Maybe they're planning to do over the next couple weekends, and see what they like to do.
We promised in episode 1, our premiere episode, we'd have some mistakes. I don't know that we were actually supposed to say throw to the guests. But hey, guests, what do you think about all those events? Anything sound fun?
They all sound pretty cool. I'm usually at the Wolf Sanctuary on Saturdays helping with our tours. So that's always something fun to do in the Lidditz area.
Well, we'll definitely let everybody know about that too. Yeah. Holly, anything grab your fancy there that you that you liked?
I'm always looking for ideas for date night. Our teenage daughters work most weekends, so it's just the two of us. A lot of good stuff there. I've got
that pseudo empty nest thing going on. Our boys are teenagers now, and they're like just not into like mom and dad. And we do the family stuff like game night and dinners, but for the most part, I call them room trolls. they're room trolls. And well, I mean, all jokes aside, the one is working. He works a decent amount. The younger one, he's really into like computer design and graphic design and video editing.
Cool.
he spends just an inordinate amount of time on those projects that he does. So I guess it's all good. It's not like playing Fortnite nonstop. So anyway, Ben, food trucks are in the area.
There are food trucks in the area, and one was in the area last Saturday.
I've been waiting with bated breath for this update.
For the egg roll update. So the egg rolls were fantastic. But the date was it more consisted of an hour-long wait on a sidewalk in line, which, that's what you expect when you go to get popular food. It was at a yard sale. She was there. I pulled up. I had to park 2 blocks down the road and walked up, and there's a line, and you just wait. And it was kind of like the soup Nazi episode from Seinfeld. I was nervous getting up at the front of the line.
Serious?
Well, because you have to place your order right. Do you get 12 egg rolls or 24, and then you
get
a
thrown
box
from the sidewalk if you don't do it right?
She's very nice. They're very nice, but it's definitely an efficient process. You get up there, you place your order, they put it all in the containers, and you go on your way.
Apparently, there's a whole pressure of 2 blocks worth of people lined up behind you.
That's what I'm talking about. So I place the order. Give them the cash, step aside, get the food. I pictured Costanza in line at the soup Nazi stand. But no, they were fantastic. Egg roll lady.
So I'm pointing on the screen. You can point on the screen on your own watching, but I'm pointing at the screen. How was the little dipping sauce?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a duck sauce, but she puts some spice in it. Oh yeah, it's really, really good.
If you can't tell, I'm a fan of dipping sauces.
Yep.
I love just kind of laying out 2-3 different cups of things, and even if it doesn't necessarily complement egg rolls, a little blue cheese with French fries. I like that from time to time.
It's fantastic. I'm actually crying inside because I just started a gluten and dairy-free diet.
I wasn't going to go there,
and not necessarily by choice, but kind of is. We don't need to get into why, but. I can't have,
Yeah, you went out with a flash and a bang with the egg roll lady. I noticed that Ben's salad was the most salady definition of salad yesterday as we were eating lunch in our office. It was very
it wasn't
salady. It was very
it wasn't as disappointing as I thought it was going to be.
But it had a very salady noise to it, if that makes any sense at all. It was a lot of crunch. It was very salad-like. And I kind of felt the internal weeping a little bit, but it'll be for all the better. It'll be good.
It was a true big salad.
Lena Hohenadel, previous guest on the show from Off the Streets. Great charity, by the way, helping people escape homeless and get off the streets into a home. She has a restaurant recommendation. She recommends, I think I'm going to say this right, Chellis Arepa Kitchen. Link is on the screen. You can see it if you're watching. It'll be in the show notes if you're listening. I'm not going to butcher it again. And I kind of pride myself on being able to say names right. That one I got wrong, I think. Anyway, although it's not a food truck, best Brussels sprouts ever, according to Lena. You can find ChellisArepaKitchen.com. ChellisArepaKitchen.com. They're on Hempfield Road. Our producer Simon even says he's got a little tip. Have your Brussels sprouts.
Cut them in half.
Cut them in half. And roast them on a tree. Because
that's what you do with Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. Those little buggers will fly out real quick. Anyway, cut them in half, roast them on a tray in the oven with a little oil and seasoning of your choice, I guess. Could do some Lowry's, maybe some garlic, maybe a little spice.
Salt and pepper.
20-25 minutes. Salt and pepper works good too. Yeah.
Brussels sprouts are my wife, Lindsay. It's her favorite. She loves the Brussels sprouts. So
yeah,
maybe we got to take a trip.
Maybe take a trip. Yeah. So maybe this isn't exactly Lancaster County related, but it is. Look, if you're into food trucks supporting local business, hey, why not? You want to tell them where to go?
Yeah. New Cumberland Food Truck and Restaurant Rally, Thursday, April 8th, 5 to 8. It's at 222 to 298 Market Street in the heart of downtown New Cumberland at Market Square. More info at newcumberlandpa.org/events.
Yep. And Doughheads.
This looks interesting.
This does look interesting. You can't have any. I'll try it out for you.
So should I just leave?
No, this is
Am I not allowed to look?
You have to stay
cover
and
my eyes.
just like deal with it. Anyway, they serve wockets. They are a waffle pocket loaded with all different types of options. Could be peanut butter and jelly, buffalo chicken, the banana Foster. Man, that sounds good. That's scratching my itch for a wocket right there. More information at Doughheads. Dough like cooking dough like dough. Doughheadswaffles.com. I say it that way. I don't know how else you would spell dough.
Dough.
Yeah, Homer Simpson,
Homer
or What's
Simpson.
in the Woods, DOE, the deer.
Sure.
Anyway, DOUGH, doughheadswaffles.com. Just one of several Lancaster-based food trucks that will be at Night at the Mall Springfest edition. That's Friday, April 9th. And I think we've got where that's going to be exactly. Yeah. They're also going to be Friday, April 9th, the next day at the Lebanon Valley Mall. That's got 15 food trucks there from the local area, as well as live music, craft vendors, beer and wine, bounce houses for the kids. So you can check it out there. And
you can get more information and links at our website, lancasterconnects.com.
Yeah, it would be all there for sure. Let's see. Promise some mistakes. We're still this episode 6. We've got our podcast legs underneath us, but let me see. I have to refer to my notes here because I think things got a little sideways on me.
It feels like we need to get into our guests.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Anyway, you'll be able to check out all the show notes and all the links. Obviously, if you're watching it, we can do that there. Actually, we do have one thing to go to. Guys, let's queue up the Waco Taco stuff because that's certainly local here in town. Let's talk about that for a minute.
I remember the first time I ever had a walking taco, and it blew my mind.
Yeah.
It was like a taco in a bag of Doritos, crumbled up, cheese, meat, everything.
This is why this guy now has to eat salad.
it's not why, but it's something I can't have.
It had nothing to do with it at all.
No.
Plausible deniability, although I love walking around with Doritos and meat on the sidewalk. Goes and gets egg rolls on the sidewalk. I mean, I don't know. Sounds like he's got a problem. Anyway, Waco Taco will be around the area almost every day. Thursday, April 8th, Penn State Health, 35 Hope Drive in Hershey from 11:30 to 1:30. Looks like a lunch date there. Friday, April 9th, Phantom Power in Millersville. You're a Millersville guy.
Yeah, that
You know
used
where
to
that
be.
is?
It's on Frederick Street, I believe. It used to be an old movie theater.
All right. Well, they'll be there 5 to 10 for the Knit Lemon Show. And on Saturday the 10th, 800 Village Road, Lancaster for a park opening. And at 290 Dogwood Drive in E-Town from 5 to 7 later that day for another event. And then Sunday the 11th, wow, Waco Taco gets around. They'll be at 1927 Glendower Drive. We should put mattresses in the truck. Look at all the fun they get touring the countryside.
Yeah.
If you've got a food truck, you'll be in the area, let us know via the website, lancasterconnects.com. We'll feature you on the show. All right. So that's where Waco Taco's at. They are busy. All infos and links available on the website via email each week. Just enter our giveaway. There's also a giveaway there at Lancaster. I mean, Lancaster Connects is the hub for everything this show is about. Hit it up. You'll see the podcast links. You'll be able to connect with all the websites we butchered. You'll be able to enter the gift card drawing that we do. We'll talk more about that and get all the updates. And it's available as a podcast. So we have all the info, again, on lancasterconnects.com. Subscribe to your favorite podcast. And that's that. So Holly, food trucks in the area, restaurants in the area. You got a favorite?
Well, I haven't been to any food trucks lately. However, we have been eating a lot of local food throughout the past year. So really love
works.
Tres Hermanos and Mountjoy. They're yummy. The girls work at McCleary's in Marietta, so we've had their food quite a bit in the last year.
Nice.
So
Nice.
lots of good stuff.
Very good. Very good. Well, interesting note as we bring Michelle in. So if you know of a food truck owner, you know of a restaurant, food trucks might be able to help out Michelle at the Wolf Sanctuary. Michelle, how could how could food trucks, local restaurants, maybe even if you're a hunter, how could they possibly help you out?
Sure. So we always are looking for new ways for meat donations. Actually, all of our meat right now is donated, which is awesome. We have 3 walk-in freezers where we house all the meat for the wolves. And there's a local restaurant in Lidditz called Scooters, and they actually donate their beef trimmings for the wolves. So they've been a longtime supporter of the sanctuary, and then it's often a restaurant that a lot of the volunteers after a shift like to gather and enjoy a meal together. So
very good, very good. So let's so everybody listening, this is Michelle Mancini from Wolf Sanctuary in Lidditz. There we've got some video up. I think that is that live? Is that live video that we got there? I think we worked that out. Ben promised wolves, so there's wolves.
It's promised wolves.
That is the Serenity Pad. It's just incredible.
Yep, that
How
looks like
close is
just
that
2
video
of them.
feed to the
Looks
wolves?
The person who's holding the phone is just outside the fence there. So it's probably as close as it looks. They're right along the fence there. They probably just came over to say hello and are lounging in the sunshine. So it looks like this is the Serenity Pack. They're a pack of right now they're actually 4 in this pack, and then there's 2 siblings next door to them. We rescued all 6 as puppies 3 years ago. And just recently, the sisters have been having some disagreements. So we actually had to separate 2 of the siblings from the other 4. So they live next door to the other 4 right now.
Well, why don't you tell us about the mission of what you do there at the sanctuary?
Sure. So we are a nonprofit rescue facility for gray wolves and wolf dogs. And we were founded in 1980 by the Darlington family, basically out of a love of wolves. She's coming to say hi. They started to acquire gray wolves and wolf dogs. And in the 1980s, the laws changed in Pennsylvania. So you needed certain permits from the state and federal government, as well as certain requirements, fencing, things like that. So the Darlingtons were in compliance. They went ahead and got everything they needed, all the permits, all the requirements up to code. And then the Game Commission started to contact them as others weren't coming into compliance. The Game Commission would contact the Darlingtons and ask if they could take another rescue under their permit. So since then, we've been rescuing wolves. We have over 50 gray wolves and wolf dogs on the property. The ones you're looking at right now are actually full wolves. Again, they were rescued as puppies 3 years ago. I think that's probably Violet at the fence there.
She's right on script. I mean, she followed all the directions, all the little maneuvers we asked her. She's fantastic. We need to get her a SAG card.
She probably could host the show better than we do.
So, Michelle, what's the difference between a dog and a wolf? What are the differences there?
Sure. So they are pretty genetically different. But actually, one of the biggest differences is, aside from physiological differences. So in the pictures here, you can see the animal on the furthest to the left. That's Loki. He's a full wolf. And the animal in the middle is a wolf dog. That's Cheyenne. A couple differences. You could see her tail is curled. Her hair is kind of shorter, especially around the ear area. Even her ears are a little bit more upright and pointed rather than wider and rounded. The way Loki's standing, his paws are actually facing outward, kind of spread out like this, whereas hers are facing more forward. And then to the furthest right is a picture of a northern breed dog. He was actually rescued, incorrectly labeled as a wolf or wolf dog. Once we got him here, we DNA tested and found out he was a dog. So the owners adopted him as their pet. So he lives with the owners now. But you can see his eyes are bright blue. Wolves typically have dark brown or golden type eyes. That's the eye color. And he has more of an overall Malamute type of appearance. But physical differences aside, the behavioral differences are a really big deal. So wolves are very strongly bonded with their pack. They want to be with their pack 24/7. They might develop separation anxiety if they're away from their pack for any period of time. And then they just have other behaviors that they've adapted to live out in the wild that make them very difficult to train as pets, which is why we don't typically condone that.
Yeah. So, well,
Yeah. So on that, is it legal to own a wolf in PA?
Not in Pennsylvania. It varies state to state. In some states, it varies by county. So in Texas, each county has different laws regarding wolf and wolf dog ownership. But yeah, it's not legal in Pennsylvania. And actually, the majority of our rescues do come from situations where people had them as pets.
okay. So, was I correct? Cheyenne, you had said Cheyenne there, the dog, well, the wolf dog in the middle. Was that one that was surrendered to you? Is that right?
Yes. Yep. Actually, she and Loki, well, and Phelan, who is the dog, were all surrendered to us. So sometimes we can get a rescue because they were confiscated due to illegal ownership. Other times we get a rescue because the owners contact us directly, seeking surrender, seeking rescue for their animal because either they can't handle the animal for one reason or another, or certain behaviors just don't jive well in a household setting. Cheyenne actually I believe she was rescued because of illegal ownership. So she was actually confiscated and then brought to us by the authorities who confiscated her. Whereas Loki was surrendered to us as a puppy because the owners brought him home and realized that he was actually blind in addition to starting to develop these wolf behaviors in the house. And as he started to grow older, they became concerned and sought rescue for him.
So, obviously, you work with wolves and wolf dogs. If somebody were to suspect they've somehow adopted a wolf or a wolf dog, or know of somebody that needs an outlet, I guess would be the best way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the website. I'm sure you have plenty of good information on there, but they would be able to reach out to you thereafter if there's some things that are confirmed through the information on your website. Is that right?
Sure. Yeah. We always ask people to reach out to us via email. There's a contact us page on our website if they have questions or concerns. It's very tricky. If people just kind of suspect that their animal looks a little wolfy, but they're doing great in a household setting, it might not be a good idea to necessarily kind of pursue that further. Again, Phelan was mistakenly identified as a wolf dog when he's just a dog. And that could have led to him being put down if there was nowhere that could actually take him. And the truth of the matter is we can't simply take every rescue request that we get. We are coordinated with a network of sanctuaries across the country. One of them is in Colorado. They actually have a network. So if we can't take a rescue, we will often reach out to them so that they can reach out to the network to try to find a home for this animal. We don't just say no, sorry. But we do try our best, to evaluate each rescue request as they come in to determine if we have enough resources, resources to take them. We also have to decide if we have somebody on the property, a wolf on the property, who they can pair well with because they're pack animals. We like to make sure that they have a companion. And so it's kind of a matchmaking game as well as we try to make sure that everybody has somebody to spend their life with.
That's pretty incredible. So, listening to all that, foregoing the fact that you don't have a need to be more involved with the wolf sanctuary, but you'd like to visit, you're doing tours now. Unfortunately, COVID's affected that in a number of ways. The capacities, obviously, the revenue with tours being down. But you are open for tours right now. Why don't you share a little bit about what you're doing there?
Sure. So we have a variety of tour options. We have all the tours are by reservation right now, again, due to COVID. And so we have a public tour, which is more of a larger group can come. We still encourage social distancing and all of that on the property. And then you'd view about half the wolves. Our private tours are also very popular. Those would be just your personal group, and they actually go, you go through the entire sanctuary as well to view all the wolves. The tour guides stop at each of the packs. They provide information. We try to provide information about wolf conservation and biology as well, in addition to introducing the wolves here. So it's not like a zoo where you can just come in and kind of look at the animals and leave. We try to make it more of an educational, engaging experience.
Very good. And you've got something where puppies can be involved, right? But a loose definition of the word puppy.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So we did rescue two puppies on Christmas Eve. Actually, they were wolf dog puppies, and we had been having puppy moments. Right now, they are a little bit on hold. One of the puppies wasn't feeling well this weekend, so that's kind of tentative. But you can always check our website and contact us for more information about those. And we also have an adoption program. So it's a symbolic adoption program where you can adopt a wolf for a year. You don't get to bring them home, but you get a certificate and a photo of the wolf. And then it's really nice because if you come on a public tour, again, you might only get to see about half the wolves at the sanctuary. But if you're an adoptive parent, you can actually sign up to spend an extra 15 minutes after your tour viewing your adopted wolf. So for example, this pack, the Serenity Pack, they aren't currently on the public tour. But if you had adopted Fen or Vivian or Violet or any of the ones that are hanging out today, you would actually get to schedule an extra 15 minutes after your tour to go and visit them.
Very neat.
That's awesome.
So sponsor a wolf or adopt a wolf, symbolically, is $55. All the revenue you generate, as I understand it, looks like you're wanting to build a vet facility. Is that right? How would that help you?
Sure. Yeah, those are definitely, it's one of our biggest future goals. We were really ramping up planning for it right before COVID hit. And then COVID really took our tours down heavily. We paused tours for quite a while, and then we actually are only able to operate at a small capacity compared to what we used to. Right now we've had about, 50 people on a weekend. We used to have up to, 2 to up to 700 people on a weekend. So it's a huge, huge difference. So anyway, now we're trying to fundraise through donations, the symbolic adoptions, and then our tour funds still go here. But one of our big projects is the vet care facility. So we're trying to develop an on-site building where we can have surgeries, checkups, exams, things like that. Right now, we have our vet actually visits us, and she can do a lot of the checkups on site. But if there's something more of like an in-depth surgery, we would have to actually transport the animal about 15 minutes away at minimum to a local vet's office, or even further sometimes if it's a more intensive surgery. We want to have a facility on site so that we don't have to put the animal through that extra stress of travel, and we have everything right there. And sometimes that time frame can really help. It can save their lives in some cases. So,
right. So a lot of great things there that you're doing, Michelle. I think if you're listening to this, watching, you may not think this is important or impacts you, but it certainly does. I mean, there's reason that Wolf Sanctuary exists. It serves the local area, serves the community. You can look at it as an entertainment thing for your family. I would hope you would. I mean, a great way to get outdoors, do something different and fun with the family. For $55 to adopt a wolf, I mean, that's very neat. That's like a cup of coffee a month. And listen, this show is about serving our community. If seeing to donate, buying a ticket for a tour isn't there, maybe, like I said earlier, as we brought in Michelle, maybe there's a restaurant a friend that owns a restaurant. Please ask them, could they supply meat? I mean, that will help offset your operating costs, right, Michelle?
For sure. Yeah, meat's expensive.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a hunter,
food trucks.
Food trucks could donate. So we're calling on everybody. Again, Lancaster Connects, we're going to highlight these wonderful charities, these wonderful organizations. We're always going to ask if you can see it in your heart to donate, if you find something you connect to. But, if you can't do the donation, certainly could you pick up the phone? Could you reach out to your own network? And now that we've given you the marching order, so to say, of what they need, here you go. This is your opportunity to help the local Lancaster community, and that's what the show really is all about. That's what we open with, right? This is how you do it. So, Michelle, thank you so much for time. I mean, this has been great. Joe, thank you to Joe. Joe's there on the live camera as we're recording this. And the Serenity.
I'm just wondering
if Violet here with the Serenity.
I think they've switched. I'm wondering if Joe might be able to get them to howl.
Oh.
I don't know if Joe can hear me.
Well, that's surprising.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Do you want to try? Oh.
Yes. 1 sec.
All right. Just as a...
Come on, Vivian.
Okay, it's Vivian.
Shut the front door. Oh, wait. Oh, that was Joe. Oh, there it is.
That's awesome.
That is just incredible. Joe, you're very good at the howling because you fooled me. Totally got me.
So they're all gonna.
I thought Vivian was.
Howl.
That's the ventriloquist act from earlier.
That was just tremendous. Well, there you have it, Lancaster. Just a fun, unique opportunity to connect into your community. Again, I would encourage you go to wolfsanctuarypa.org. Check out everything they're doing. The Adopt a Wolf program is on there. Certainly check it out. Holly, Michelle, thank you for joining us so much. We'll have you hang out here as we wrap up. Holly, did you know about the Wolf Sanctuary?
I did not. So neat. I'm so glad I had the
Really
opportunity to hear about their program and see Vivian. She was so cool. And they can just, like Joe was standing there petting her, and she was loving it. That's so cute.
Yep.
I think I want to adopt her.
She would like that.
Well, we'll see. We'll make that happen. One thing that we do with every charity, and I'm not sure, again, we're episode 6. We're getting our podcast legs under us. Michelle, we always donate to our guests that join us for the charity. So we will be sending the Wolf Sanctuary a $125 donation. And I hope that goes a little bit towards your needs there. Again, if any listeners would seek to match that or contribute in some way, even if it's a little bit, we would greatly appreciate it. But
thank you so
guys
much
for getting that check up on the screen. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. We'll get that out in the mail today to you, and that'll be on the way. Ben, you've got an announcement about the photo contest.
I have an announcement to make.
Yeah.
Lancaster Connects podcast, we're going to do a photo contest. Lancaster County photo contest. We want to celebrate the great imagery and beauty of Lancaster County, and maybe highlight some photographic talent from some of our listeners. And we're going to have you submit your photos. You can post them on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Lancaster Connects, and we're going to pick a winner. Winners are going to get a custom-made pillow. Made right for you. We can make pillows here at Gardner's. We can make them as thick or as thin or as firm or as soft as you'd like it to be. But you're going to get a custom-made pillow worth $60. So photo contest. If you want to learn more about that, go to our LancasterConnects.com website. You can also fill out the contest entry form there, and you'd be on our weekly email list where we'll talk more about the photo contest in the coming weeks.
Yep. All about highlighting the community, local talent, local charities, local people.
I'm excited to see what kind of photos we get.
Yeah. I guess we maybe should just say,
I know what you're going to say.
Keep them family oriented, folks. I deleted a comment last night from a 7-year-old photo that was pretty funny. Our world's a great place, but there's always those outliers that like to have. They've got their own sense of humor. So keep those photos scenic oriented, family oriented. We'd appreciate it. All right, little pay the bills moment, if you will. Sleep Better book, help you sleep better. We've got our sleep tip for you this show. So according to the Division of Sleep Medicine at Harvard Medical School, sleep serves a similar critical role in our health and well-being as eating, drinking, and breathing. Almost every system and tissue type in the body is affected by sleep. Here's some major renewing functions of the body that happen while you sleep. Growth hormones release, muscle repair and regrowth, tissue repair and regrowth, protein synthesis, and brain detox. I can attest to that. There's some mornings I feel like I need or some nights I feel like I need a good brain detox, so I make sure I sleep well. Some of those functions only happen during sleep. So if you're not getting quality sleep, you're impacting it. Doing whatever it takes to make sure you get good quality sleep on a regular basis is a must and an invaluable investment in your health. And in fact, your very life depends on it. You know, folks, your health, three-legged stool is diet, exercise, and sleep. We've talked about, you can, I know I was very sick with a bacterial infection a few weeks ago, didn't eat for 7-8 days. And you can forego food for a very long time. You can go forego water for a little while. You could certainly forego exercise, but if you forego sleep for 3 days, the risk of you suffering severe health consequences to outright death is there, literally within 3 days. And you can go 3 days without food, water, exercise. Good sleep is very important, and that's what we believe in. You can get your free copy of Sleep Better on our website, gardnersmattressandmore.com. If you want to go right to the page, you go to gardnersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better, and we'll mail you the book right out and get it to you. All right, so that's our sleep tip from Sleep Better. So we've got you want me to handle the local history spot, or you want to take it?
Go ahead.
I nailed that name. I couldn't nail the more simple one. So, yes, we've got a local history spot. Did you know that the first courthouse in Lancaster County was in a pub? Do you know that, Holly or Michelle?
No,
I don't think I did.
Holly
I'm
has
not
no
surprised. I'm not surprised.
Holly just heard pub. She's like, it's past noon. We can drink.
Which one?
Yeah. So we're going to jump in here. So when Lancaster County was established to rid Chester County of its thieves, vagabonds, and ill people, on May 10th, 1729, the provincial government of Pennsylvania reminded the new commissioners that several important tasks had to be accomplished. The three biggest were selecting a county seat, erecting a courthouse, and building a jail. I just had to deal with those people from Chester County.
Yeah, it's not a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, maybe that's why the lighthouse stands at the Lancaster-Chester County
It's
border.
a beacon
Yeah.
for them coming across. Yeah.
Recognizing the financial opportunities of having a county seat on or near your property, several men hatched plans to locate it near them. Several miles southeast of Columbia along the old Conestoga Road near Rock Hill, innkeeper John Postlethwaite, there we go, John Postlethwaite, exerted pressure on his guests and was successful in having the first county court held at the inn on August 5th, which is my birthday. So any listeners, if you want to shower birthday gifts upon me on August 5th each year, I'd appreciate it. But the first county court held at the inn was on August 5th, 1729. John Wright was even the presiding magistrate. Court was held at the tavern for the August and November 1729 terms, as well as the February, May, and August 1730 sessions. Residents in the eastern part of the county wanted to have the seat of the government closer to the center of the population. Sympathetic to this desire, the provincial government decided that a tract of about 500 acres, 1 mile north of the Conestoga River would suffice. Enter the provincial prothonotary. Holly, you would know how to announce that word. That's right up your alley with mortgages.
It's a fancy word.
And a fancy word for chief clerk. Yeah, thank you, Ben. Who was no less than Andrew Hamilton himself. Andrew Hamilton, famed figure in our nation's history. Hamilton was charged with discovering who owned the property, seeing the value of the land. Hamilton purchased the property through some fancy legal maneuvering through an agent in England.
No, he probably
This is a-
texted England and
he
made it
texted
happen.
a carrier pigeon or something like that.
Typed
Hamilton
in.
believed the Lancaster site to be a good investment for his son and family, and he was correct. So that is this week's history lesson, history nugget. And thanks to Adam Zern at unchartedlancaster.com for providing that info.
I can't believe you memorized all that.
I did a pretty good job there.
Unbelievable.
I'm impressed. It's brain power. I had good sleep last night. Detoxed all the nonsense. Good brain power. But seriously, I mean, Lancaster is a pretty rich area for history. At one point, Lancaster was the capital of the United States. And a lot of people have decided to make Lancaster County their home. And speaking of homes, how about that transition?
Oh,
just nailed it.
It's like a
Just nailed it. Just hit it.
mic drop.
Mic drop.
Yeah. So when we're looking at mortgages for your home, Ben, why don't you ask Holly here?
Yeah. So
Hello,
Hey, Holly.
Ben. Are you there? Is this thing on?
yeah, we're here. Yeah. Tell us about you and your company and how what you do.
Okay, so I'm a residential mortgage lender. I've been helping people in Lancaster help them understand their financing options for the last 30 years. My company is Sierra Pacific Mortgage. We're on Harrisburg Pike, and we opened our branch, oh my gosh, I guess yesterday was 2 years ago to the date that we opened our Sierra Pacific branch. Our company was originally created in 1989 in California. That's where our hub is. And we are the only branch in Pennsylvania. The East Coast portion of the company was created, I think, probably like 8 to 10 years ago. So we love it here. It's a great company. And we have 6 of us in the office. We have a branch manager, Stephanie. I'm the sales manager. And then we have a marketing director. And then we also have 3 other loan officers. So, yeah, that's Sierra Pacific and me.
So the housing market right now is just, if somebody wants to buy a house, they can just go buy a house, right?
No.
A lot of homes available, easy mortgages.
No.
Oh.
No.
So what's going on now?
So Holly,
You're
I'm
really-
sure there's.
You're really disconnected from all of this, aren't you, Ben?
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm not
what's
allowed to
going
leave
on
the
right
dream
now
room.
is this is we are in what's called a seller's market. So that means there is not a lot of inventory. There aren't a lot of people that are selling their homes right now, but I'll tell you, there are a lot of people that want to buy homes. So tons of buyers, not enough inventory, which it's crazy. A home will go on the market today and get, double-digit showings requested, and then it just depends on how the listing agent has it set up. Sometimes they'll, give several days for showings and then take offers on it and say, I want all offers by Monday at 2 p.m.
Right.
They're getting, as many as 30 offers on one home. So it's
Wow. So what's your
super important.
What's your advice for a buyer that is in that situation? What's your advice for that buyer?
So yeah, if you're not a cash buyer, should you have a mortgage
Right.
pre-approval?
Absolutely. You should not even be walking in to or calling to request a showing unless you know that you're qualified for financing and that you know what mortgage program, how much money you need, and how much is going to cost you. Those things you should know before you even go walk into the house.
Is there a minimum
So-
credit score that somebody needs to qualify for a mortgage?
Yes. Now, each lender is going to give you a different answer. So depending on who you're speaking to, at Sierra Pacific, we have a minimum credit score requirement of 620. And And then but every lender decides how much risk they're willing to take on. So there are some companies that will help somebody with a credit score as low as 580. And that's as low as I know. There may be some other companies that have different options, but it just depends specifically on the lender. And every person has a different profile. So it's very important that they look into all of that up front, even before they start calling a realtor to show them a home. It's very important that they have
Right.
their
So they really,
financing in order.
they need to, they need to talk to you before they really talk to their realtor and start looking at houses.
Right. Exactly. It's so competitive right now. So the more education I can give them about their specific scenario, the better opportunity they have to make a strong offer on a property. I mean, this has been since it was pretty bad right before the pandemic, but it's even worse now. The amount of demand versus supply is crazy. In all the years I've been doing this, I've never seen this. So, I mean, people have to be prepared for, it could take them months. They may make, offer after offer, and it can be, you really have to go into it with an attitude of, okay, whatever happens, happens, and I have to be patient. And if if people have a home to sell and before they can buy the other home, that's even, crazier. Then they have to wrap their head around the financing type that they can use. Do they have another option? Do they have funds to use without selling the property? Will they qualify carrying the property? So all of those questions, all of those things need to be addressed early.
So working with a mortgage broker, Holly, I've done this in years past. I see it as a tremendous advantage because you've got a number of different loan companies you can shop the potential home buyers, mortgage to, correct? You've got.
Well, I'm actually not a broker. My company is a direct lender. That's okay. Everything we do closes in our name and it's our product. I mean, I do have some opportunity to broker loans. However, I prefer to work for a direct lender because then I know exactly what I have. I know exactly who the players are.
So no
I know
surprises.
exactly how to get the transaction done. Whereas, yes, as brokering loans, you may have more product options, but if you don't have the relationship with the lender, then you can run into some specific hurdles. So in my world, when I take a loan, I know who's going to process it. I know who's going to underwrite it. And I know if I run into a bump in the road, I know where to go to get it fixed.
And those pesky underwriters, they can give lots of bumps in the road. So, right?
Well, yes.
There we go.
Underwriting is an art.
Yeah, they can.
It's
yeah,
depending on who you get there. Like a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
So these two questions kind of go hand in hand. Like you're looking to buy a home. How do you know what size home or like the maximum price of a home, and how much money do you actually need to buy a home?
Exactly. So that is, the very first, usually the very first question people ask me, what's the most I can buy? And I always try to explain it's so important for you to understand your profile is not like anyone else's, and the amount of payment that you will qualify will depend on how much income you have coming into the home that I can use as qualifying income. And then how much money you need to purchase that home is always a lot more than they think. So it's the initial conversation of explaining how I qualify them using income and how much money is needed to purchase the home is super important so that we can plan accordingly maybe they would qualify using some sort of a first-time homebuyer program where they could get some money to help with their down payment and closing costs. If they meet their requirements, there's a program in Lancaster, the Lancaster Housing Opportunity Partnership. They would be a great guest for you to have sometime. Their program allows people to get help with down payment and closing costs, but there are specific requirements. They have to meet certain income caps. But as a general rule, very quick calculation, I'll tell people, plan on having at least 10% of whatever the purchase price is. And if the home is like under 150, that percentage is a little bit higher because the cost of manufacturing alone is the same, whether it's a $100,000 loan or a $300,000 loan. So there's certain fees that are more expensive on a lower loan amount, obviously. So, but a 10% rule, and then people need to understand that their housing payment should only be about 30% of their gross monthly income. Everything we do is based on gross monthly income. So sometimes everyone's situation is so different depending on the type of income they have. They may think, they qualify for so much more than they actually do because we have very specific guidelines as far as what kind of income we can use. And like if somebody is paid under the table, if they don't have taxes taken out, it's a totally different calculation. So each person has a very specific profile, and it's super important that they have that conversation, with the lender up front to make sure they know what they're getting into and that they're comfortable with it.
When should that conversation happen? Let's say somebody is expecting to buy a house in August. How far in advance does somebody need to
we should talk
to
about
a
it
mortgage
now.
specialist? Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
So
we
it's
should,
half a year in
early
advance
as possible.
almost.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
we can have the initial conversation and get a general idea of where they're at. When I pull someone's credit report, it's good for 120 days. So if they're not going to be purchasing in the next 120 days, maybe we just have a basic conversation of what's your income, what's the source, what are your monthly obligations? And then I can kind of give them a general idea. And then, but if they have concerns with their credit, we can talk about that. Maybe I can help them understand what their credit looks like now and what they need to do to get there. That's, to plan for the future. So again, depending on their situation, sometimes it'll take someone 6 months to a year to get their credit where it needs to be able to purchase a home using a mortgage.
Right.
Hey, Holly, on that note of looking at your credit and the standing of your credit, do you have like a name or a resource company that people could check out to kind of start digging into that if they're thinking about purchasing a home?
I can always pull their credit for them to let them know, but they can also always get a free copy. Everyone's entitled to one free copy of your credit report from each of the credit bureaus at least once a year. So they could go to transunion.com, Experian.com, Equifax.com and get a copy of their credit report. Or if they just have no idea, they know they want to buy a house, they really don't know what's on it, or they think they know what's on it, I can always pull their credit. I pull a tri-merge credit report so I see all three of their scores. I can give them an idea of what's on there. And sometimes, depending on the situation, I may refer them to a credit repair specialist that I work with. Or I can sometimes there's a quick fix depending on what's happening. So I can say, do this, do that, and then get me this type of documentation. And then I can do what's called a rapid rescore and increase the score to get them to meet their goal faster. So it just depends on where their credit score is now or how quickly they want to move forward with things.
That's great. So, I mean, for people thinking of, if a home purchase is on the horizon, certainly you can help them understand if that can be reality in 4 months, 6 months, a year, or if it might be a little longer journey. Wonderful.
Exactly.
That the local resource for helping folks. I think it was with lower income. What was that again? Can we just get that? You had said about helping with closing
not
costs.
necessarily lower income. It's a first time home buyer program. It's through the Lancaster
Okay,
Housing
there we go.
Opportunity Partnership. It's lhop.org. And so people have to go to attend a class, and then they can, depending on the area of the county that they're buying a home, they could possibly get $5,000 or $7,500 or $10,000 to help with their down payment and closing costs. So if they meet the requirements,
Wonderful.
It's possible. So yeah, they'd be a great guest for you to have sometime. They're awesome. So
we'll reach out to them for sure.
lhop.org. You got it right up there. Yeah.
So if you're, sorry, I'm butting in.
Go ahead.
So if you're planning to stay in your home, right? You've got some repairs you want to do. Maybe college is coming up for a child, or, you're looking at the mortgage rates. Now a good time to refinance?
It's always a good time to have the conversation. If you think you want to refinance for any of those reasons, it's great to make the phone call and have the conversation, especially within the last year. I mean, we've helped so many people lower their interest rates, combine their first and second mortgages into one, take some cash out for any of those reasons that you mentioned. So is it always a good idea? There are definitely times where I have the conversation and say, it's not worth it. Like, there's no reason for you to refinance. And then really with how low the interest rates are, there's been a lot of good conversation about, and just based on how this market is, I mean, the value of people's homes have increased. So they've been able to take advantage of refinancing to get rid of private mortgage insurance. Maybe when they purchased the home, they put less than 20% down, or they had a mortgage program that required the mortgage insurance. So they've been able to take advantage of the equity to get rid of that mortgage insurance, because mortgage insurance just protects the lender in the event that you don't make your payments. So it's not life insurance or disability insurance. And when you have enough equity, and if you don't have to pay it anymore, then refinancing is a great way to get rid of it. So been able to help a lot of people do that. I myself was able, to combine my first and second mortgage, which helped me monthly. I've helped a lot of people be able to refinance, saving money so that they can invest more money with their financial planners on a monthly basis to prepare for retirement. So a lot of really good conversation and opportunity with refinances right now.
That's great. Obviously, there's a lot of big companies, mortgage companies that advertise nationally. And, when somebody's looking at a mortgage, they might think, oh, yeah, I know so-and-so. But what's the advantage of working with someone like you, local, in the Lancaster community, as opposed to the big companies?
Right. I'm right here. I'm their contact. I always say to people in the beginning when we start the process, I don't go away once you apply and start the process. Like, I'm here for you the whole time. So if there's a question or a concern, all you have to do is call, text, or email. I'm always here. I'm right here in Lancaster. So, someone could come knocking on my door at 1368 Harrisburg Pike and say, I would prefer to sit down with you in person to talk about things, or, I need to drop off paperwork and I'm here. So the other reason is it helps, it makes the agents, the realtors involved, feel more comfortable knowing there's someone local that they're going to be able to get on the phone to help with the process, to get things done. So a lot of times when you're working with a big, huge company, you're never talking to the same person, or you can't get somebody on the phone, or they're not explaining things correctly, or, you don't know how much experience they have, if they're explaining things correctly to you, or they're just taking too long, so.
Right.
Well, like I like to say, here in our store because, we have big national chains that we compete with, just as you do, Holly, on the mortgage stage. Simply put, you've given your address, 1368 Harrisburg Pike, right? We've had your phone number on the screen, your website, your social. Here's the bottom line. 7 days a week in our business, I think 5 days a week in yours. You have a choice.
No, 7.
Happy customers can come through your front door. You're open 7?
Yeah.
Okay, 2. Good. So 7 days a week. Gardeners.
Our brick and mortar's not open 7, but my phone's always open.
Yeah. Holly's accessible 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Bottom line is 7 days a week, we all can make, and this is why we bring on great local businesses. We all make a choice. We can work so hard to have happy customers call us, walk in our front door, or we can just choose to take your money and have you really be upset when you call or walk in the front door. Gardeners, and I know Holly for a fact, always chooses to make you happy, always chooses to make that dream come true with buying your home or your dream home, whether it's the first one, second one. She'll really work hard. Holly, why don't you do this? Give out your contact info for the listeners. Obviously, people watching on the screen have had copious amounts of ways to get a hold of you, but anybody listening, they don't have that privilege of seeing our wonderful, happy faces. So why don't you give your phone number out and how they get a hold of you?
Yeah. Holly Lyle, 717-951-3943. I'm with Sierra Pacific Mortgage. We're at 1368 Harrisburg Pike in Lancaster, PA. And my website is hollylyle.com.
And that's Holly Lyle with a Y, because Holly's awesome. That's why.
Wow, that was really, really very creative.
How do you like that?
I like it.
Cheesy.
Yeah. I know.
There's an old Cheers. There's an old Cheers reference to what I just said there. Look it up and I'll give you a free pillow, listeners. Anyway.
And guys,
continuing on, Holly,
amazing. Yeah. Get the pillow.
Yep. Good. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying yours. Holly and Michelle will bring you on one last time for a question on what you love about the area. So I'll have you think about that. We'll come back in just a minute. Listen, folks, if you've got some extra time, the Lancaster Connects community is just something that might be what you're looking for. All right. So if you've got a worthwhile cause or know of a cause that can make excellent use of members of the Lancaster community volunteering their time, that's what the Lancaster Connects community is all about. So we have people that are looking for a good cause that needs volunteers, or you want to donate your time to help out in the community. We want to hear from you. If you'd like to volunteer your time, remember I said we'd love for you to donate to these causes and charities we put in front of you, but I totally understand that may not be for everybody. But if you've got time, you can go to lancasterconnects.com. You enter our free giveaways that we're going to announce momentarily. You can also then check the box on the same form confirming that you'd like to volunteer. When those opportunities come up from the charities, maybe Michelle, as we bring you back on, if you think there's a need for volunteers to come help you, let us know, and we'll get that out to the Lancaster Connects community because we want to promote your need. And I understand for a lot of charities, the donations are great, the monetary need is there, but they need the bodies, they need the people, boots on the ground, people helping out to execute the goal and make the mission happen. So you can learn more about all the opportunities we have for you to volunteer your time as we build this out at lancasterconnects.com. Just check the box that you'd like to volunteer your time, and we will let you know of opportunities in the area to help where you can donate time and volunteer. By the way, I think a great way if you've got kids to kind of show them a little insight of how the world works. We're likely all very blessed watching this, and we can certainly help out people in our community that might need a little bit of our time and a little hand up and hand out. So that's the Lancaster Connects community. Remember, this show is available as a podcast. We'll have info like this for you every week. Subscribe to the podcast by finding the links, lancasterconnects.com, and you'll get all the info from each show delivered right to your email inbox. And you subscribe by going to to lancasterconnects.com, which is the hub for the show. You can enter the free restaurant gift card giveaway, sign up for the Lancaster Connects community, All of that stuff is right there at LancasterConnects.com. All right. So, Michelle, welcome back. And Holly, welcome back. We're going to do our giveaways here in a minute. Real quick, something else that we do. We normally have a pet of the week. This time we thought we'd mix it up. This is, again, a way for our listeners to get involved with our show, whether you're a listener or a Gardener's customer. We're big fans of this book called Dog Joy. Still working out. Oh, this way. There we go. Dog Joy. There we go. I need to go over here. This is a great book about the joy of rescuing a dog. You can get this book here in our store. You can get it on Amazon if you just search up Dog Joy book in Amazon, or go to dogjoybook.com. You can get a copy. All the proceeds go to animal rescues. Okay. If you've rescued a pet and you'd love to share your story on the show in our Pet of the Week segment, we would love to have you do that. So, Dog Joy available here at the store.
There's a gizmo in there.
There's a gizmo in there. Yeah, he's in here somewhere. My dog. But Ben, while I find Gizmo, why don't you tell about our giveaways?
Yeah. So like we teased at the beginning of the show, and we do every Lancaster Connects podcast episode, we give away 2 restaurant gift cards valued at $25 to listeners that go to lancasterconnects.com and enter the contest entry form. This week's winners are Barbara Bear of Conestoga and John McLaughlin of Lancaster. So thank you, Barbara and John, for listening. And again, going to the lancasterconnects.com website and entering the contest entry form. Couldn't be easier.
And to bring it back just real quick, because he's my dog, my favorite dog we've ever had, Gizmo. Put him right there up on the screen. There's the absolute joy we're talking about in my son's faces with the day we brought him home. So if you've got a story like that with a really great animal you've rescued, let us know. Go to the form, lancasterconnects.com, and we'll get you on the show and highlight your pet. So we've done our giveaways. Congrats to Barbara and John. Michelle, Holly, we're rounding the corner, coming for home base to wrap this up. One last question for you. We'll go to Michelle first. What do you love about the area?
Well, I really love, as you know, we're in Lidditz, so it's kind of northern Lancaster County. And it's just really peaceful up here, especially around the wolves and everything. I actually drive an hour to get here. I'm from outside of the Philadelphia area, around Phoenixville. So it's definitely a different vibe up here. Folks tend to take things a little slower and are a lot kinder for the most part. So I enjoy that.
Well, wonderful. Well, listen, I mean, the fact that you're driving an hour, do you go to the sanctuary each day?
4 days a week.
4 days. Wow. Well, listen, thanks for all you do there. That's tremendous dedication and commitment. I'm going to make it a point to get up there with my family. I'm so happy we had you on. I'm sure, Ben, you're going to probably look to do the same. Just kind of speaking for Ben right there, but I know they like to be outdoors, as do we. So we'll make it a point to be there. And thank you so much for joining us on the show, Holly. So the serenity, the peacefulness, the kindness of Lancaster. We didn't take all the answers, did we? What do you like about the area?
Yeah, I just think it's beautiful here. I think I love the green this time of year. I do love living someplace to having all the seasons, and it's just beautiful here. Not that I'm a world traveler or anything, but born and raised here, and I live in the country, and it's just a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And speaking of seasons, there's one season I know you really enjoy because you have a little evidence of it behind you.
I was wondering about that.
Your Christmas tree.
Oh,
it's not a Christmas tree right now. It's your seasonal tree.
I got it. Yeah, my seasonal tree.
I'm not the only one.
It is now Easter.
An Easter.
And spring.
Tree.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
A couple years ago,
I would have thought
Valentine's Day. We were a little behind.
That's okay. With the opening of baseball season, I thought maybe a baseball tree would be appropriate, but I guess Easter is qualifies.
Yeah. I have girls.
I think Holly likes.
so-
I think Holly likes the Easter and spring tree a little better.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, good try.
Yeah.
Good try. Swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Good one.
My
All
husband
right.
said,
Good one.
should we
Ladies,
do Easter or should we just go with the red, white, and blue? With the July 4th tree. I said, no, we'll go spring.
next
and then
one?
We'll change it. Yeah.
nice. Well, ladies, thank you so much. I know we ran a little longer. I appreciate you hanging in there. Thank you so much. Thank you to Joe. Just incredible. I don't know what I'm more impressed by, his technological skills, his ability to connect with the Serenity Pack, or his howling skills, which totally tricked me out.
Right?
But folks, yeah, I know, right? So listen, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for making this episode great. Lancaster Connects community, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week on episode 7. Take care.
Get Super Cereal.